Today we will go over updated solo queue hero tier list for each position for patch 1.5.78. Let's go.
Just for the thrill of it, nothing counterfeit with you, just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it, nothing counterfeit.
Yo guys, how's everyone doing? This is your guy AssassinDave and welcome back to the foreign famous fam again. Before we get started, I know more than half of y'all beautiful sexy people watching have yet to join the coolest, greatest, baddest family in the world of Mobile Legends. If you enjoy the content, make sure to drop the like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells, and consider making a donation with the link in description. I upload videos on a daily basis to keep you guys entertained and informed. Viewer support are the best form to keep independent content creators like me to continue making videos for the community. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Remember, the complete hero tier lists are timestamped on the video. Refer to it anytime you want. Now first of all, let's discuss the hyper carry position, aka the core of the team. I do want to say, after fierce observation and gameplay myself, the core position is frequently shifted to the goal lane Marksman. I see lots of duo in that lane that simply won't move the whole game and just focus on taking down the tower, shield gold money, and getting the marksman farmed. But in a traditional sense, the core carry are still mostly the roaming jungle position who has more control over the pace of the game and obviously over the majority of the jungle resources. After careful testing and consideration, Hanzo has earned a tier upgrade from A to S in today's list. This is not really because of any particular update changes, but mainly due to the discovery of my newly tested build and emblem. If you have not given it a try, make sure you go ahead and do so right now. Just make sure to keep a keen eye over your body and adjust quickly when you need to. As long as you have Red Buff, Corrosion Scythe, and a Retribution with Enhanced Slow, you will kill any squishy who does not possess sufficient gap closer to escape. And once the snowball begins, well, it's usually hard to stop. Despite the nerf on skill 1 damage, Granger will remain in the OP spot thanks to his insane burst damage and poke. There has yet to be another hyper hero in the game that can pass Granger's early game poke, harass, and snowball potential. If you're able to get 1 or 2 kills early on, you're good to go. Even if you don't get those kills and just kept on farming, as long as you kept yourself alive in good position while doing as much damage as you can, it's gonna get to a point where your red bullet is gonna be a game changer, no matter what. Remember guys, the ability to end a teamfight before it even starts is Granger's staple. Being one of the most popular hero in the game, if you have not given it a try, well, have you been living under a rock? For people who are actually living under a rock, well, make sure to get 20% extra diamond for your Mobile Legends in-game purchase by re-downloading the game through the largest independent app store Aptoid, like the ton of us did with the link below. Anyways, here is a complete updated solo queue hero tier list for hyper carry role in Mobile Legends. Not much has changed for the mid lane position for solo queue. Remember, the core idea is wave clear, survivability, and scaling. If you're able to clear minion waves while staying alive, while getting scarier and scarier as the game continues, then you're good to go. Many mid lane players hated it when other people keep on focusing them late game. What I always tell people is, instead of getting mad, just the opposite. You want people to focus you, because that means you're doing stuff in the game. That means you actually matters, and your enemy consider you as an important threat that they have to eliminate. That's a good thing, you know? You see, the catch is, whether you can survive or not is what tells you apart from other mid laners. Nana is definitely one hero I want to bring to highlight today. After the recent buff, Nana's poke in lane has risen to another level of annoying. If you have not been punished by a good Nana yet, just wait. More and more players are gonna soon realize how absurd it is to have a boomerang that hits you from a mile away every few seconds, and by the way, it hurts now. On top of that, Nana has one of the best crowd control among all support mages, and she's the only hero who has a built-in second chance mechanism. And it doesn't hurt that Nana has one of the best skin lines in the game. Now, speaking of a few heroes that have stood the test of time, Kagura is definitely one of them. Burst damage, crowd control, insane mobility, unparalleled beauty. I mean, all packed in one hero. Maybe some designers are just born simp. Who knows? The point is, Kagura never truly changed. She was Umbrella Princess before, and she will remain Umbrella Princess forever. If you haven't figured out a main for mid lane, why not give her a try? Anyways, here is a complete updated solo queue hero tier list for mid lane role in Mobile Legends. Before we jump into the next portion of today's video, here is the question of the day. Which hero do you think most desperately need a revamp and why? Leave a comment down below and let me know. In large, support heroes got an overall buff, such as Nana, Ruby, Gloo, and so on. But the tier list remained mostly untouched. High utility OP Mathilda still remained the king of the crops, and heroes like Tigreal, Jawhead are still very good for overall initiation. Remember, when you are picking a tank support hero in the game, you mainly want to consider how to initiate a teamfight and block damage for your team without dying. The better you can do that, the stronger the support. In fact, what I like to tell my viewers is to do limit testing in the beginning. Pick a support hero and try to invade enemy jungle with it, and see what your limits are before you have to run away. Or sometimes even if you want to run away, but can you run away? Which hero can you stretch the limit further, and which hero is just pure dog shit and can't really do anything? Then there you go. In our last episode of solo queue hero tier list, we were a bit too harsh on Rafaela. In fact, I think Rafaela would make a high tier B in mid lane tier list the more and more I played against competitive players. If you're only using Rafaela for the heal, you're really missing the point. Rafaela is strong for many reasons. Her incredible poke, movement speed boost she provides for the entire team while she heals, and the incredible engage denier ultimate that she has for a very short cooldown. And did you know Rafaela can use her skill 1 to reveal invisible targets like Natalia or people who are simply hiding in the bush. You know what they say, if you know your way around the bushes, you will definitely get all the bitches. Gloo has received a major buff since the last patch. If you're playing him right, you are literally impossible to kill thanks to your ultimate. The regeneration it offers is just insane. On top of that, Gloo is one of your best candidates if you like to bend people to a direction against their will virtually. Just a great hero if you're an abusive type of person. I mean, even if you're not, like majority of the people who are watching here, it's good to put your feet in some abuser's shoes to see how it feels. Maybe you will like it. Anyways, here's a complete updated solo queue hero tier list for tank support role in Mobile Legends. When it comes to fighter tier list, we are still going to separate the one with Marksman and the one without, because 1-3-1 and 1-1-1-2 type of team comp layouts are 50-50 in my solo queue games. Do you feel the same way? Make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know. The biggest changes is Paquito is no longer in the OP tier. Although the nerf did not completely knock him out of the park, but you can deal with him now. Paquito doesn't just one-shot everything with his ultimate anymore. Besides that, most of the silent tier list remain the same. Yuzhong Benedetta still remain very strong on the side lane, Esmeralda and Uranus still remain unkillable, and Lapu Lapu can still one-shot you if he does his combo right. Most importantly, base Riwen feel more like a buff in some way. If you get hit, you're just as dead as before. So Ruby, no matter the changes, will always have a place in my heart. But after the patch, Ruby's ultimate feels so much easier to land. Lots of scenarios that you would have missed ultimate before, magically you will almost always land correctly. And if you combo that ultimate with a flicker, whoo, sexy. You can easily turn yourself into a qual control goddess. If you're looking for the next flashy hero to show off in front of your friends, look no further than Ruby. Spam your skill 1 in lane, and once you get to level 4, poke your opponent laner to about 40% HP and use your ult, do one full skill set, that person is dead for sure. Now, if you use your ultimate on a group of enemies and follow up with one full skill set, that group of enemies are dead for sure. It's just such a fun hero to play. What can be said about Phoveus? After many games with him, Phoveus definitely feels really brain deadly strong against hero who dashes a lot. Especially heroes like 1-1 who's almost guaranteed to be jumping around when she simply auto-attacks. And every single one of those 1-1 jumps reduce your skill cooldown so you can cast all your skills over and over again and gain almost infinite amount of shield. He feels almost invincible at times as long as people keep on dashing around. But Phoveus is relatively easy to counter if enemies know what's going on. All they need to do is to find a way to not jump, and all of a sudden you become a sitting duck as well. Phoveus doesn't really have built-in gap closer unless the conditions are met, and he certainly doesn't have any built-in slow or reliable qual control to make that much of an impact. However, Phoveus does gain 1,000 points in the fun department, so I definitely recommend everyone to give it a try. Anyways, here is a complete updated solo queue hero tier list for solo lane fighter role in Mobile Legends. Now, for the final tier list with the Marksman, I just want to say all of the Marksmen who has dashes automatically drop the tier thanks to the existence of Phoveus. So heroes like 1-1, Clint, who used to be tier B are now tier C. But this doesn't take away the fact that a farmed Marksman still remain the biggest insurance for your team's late game victory. Hanabi, for example. You might not contribute much in lane. In fact, your biggest contribution to the team as Hanabi early to mid game is how to clear wave and farm jungle without dying 5 times too quickly. If you're able to do that, you will almost double your chance of winning, cause a farmed Hanabi late game, you can literally be hitting minions in your enemy's base, and their heroes will somehow magically disappear one after another. Nonetheless, if you want to climb rank consistently, Hanabi still remains as a C tier or worse among all the sidelane choices. Anyways, here's a complete updated solo queue hero tier list for solo lane fighter role with Marksman in Mobile Legends. And that will conclude our hero tier list for each position after patch 1.5.78. What do you think about the tier list? Where do you disagree? List your reasons down below. If you like today's list, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells. And remember to re-download your Mobile Legends with the link in description to claim your 20% extra diamonds for all your future Mobile Legend purchases. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.
Just for the thrill of it, nothing counterfeit with